We'll start with the small talk. I woke up at 2 in the morning shitting because I ate Domino's, so that was fun.
Hey Domino's, if you want to sponsor the show for giving Levi the shits at 2 a.m., you can email us at heelsandquads@gmail.com.
Now, if anybody didn't come here tonight to have a good time, please get the fuck out!
Dance.
Hard to even fucking focus on it. Like, I wanted to have a fucking puke bucket next to me and be like, oh my god, he's gonna puke. Because it was so fucking, this show was fucking awful.
If you experience yellowing of the skin, and diarrhea, chills, and a fever, you might be John Dice.
Do you or someone you know suffer from mesothelioma? Have you or someone
Or
you know
jaundice.
died from mesothelioma? Contact us now. You may be entitled to a settlement.
Hold on a second, Levi. I gotta tell you something.
If you or a loved one have any issues, just call Tober Beetle and Musgrave. 1-800 Beetle and Musgrave. That's a long fucking phone number. You can text it too.
I've got 17 too many numbers.
You guys, I feel like you guys are an extension of Talking Shop. I want to just keep doing this interview. Like, how drunk am I going to be when I land in Las Vegas?
Jesus Christ.
Did you just turn into the fucking Cowardly Lion? Are we on the Yellow Brick Road? Jesus.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Heels and Quads Wrestling Podcast. On our 2002 journey, today we bring you InsurreXtion 2002 and some other news, if there is any.
Oh my god, there certainly is.
There certainly is. Oh my god.
Besides the weather being shit.
Yeah, the usual Arkansas weather bitch that we have.
Yeah.
I don't know of much wrestling news actually because I kind of been checked out the last couple of days.
Yeah, you were on a anniversary journey. Also dog show.
Anniversary /
Well,
dog show. Let's make
Dog
a show
show
out of it.
goes one,
Yeah, well, yeah, of course.
then your anniversary.
He's retiring from that kind of dog show. He's gonna stick
Oh,
to
really?
agility. Yeah, because that one it's the way the AKC is with their standards. He just he's great, he's beautiful, he's perfect for that, but his ears don't sit how they like it. So whatever. So he's gonna do agility because he's good agility, really good agility.
That's an actual thing in dog shows. Is
Yeah,
how their
they're-
ears sit.
Yeah, they're pretentious. It's very AKC is like that with their standards have to be just right.
Wow,
And it's very
that's fucking
politic-ish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would
like-
imagine so.
Like who shows a lot. Like if it's someone they see a lot, they're like, oh, they're great, so I'm gonna pick them.
Right.
Like it's just kind of like that.
Sounds
But
like Elvis
anyways.
contest to me.
Is it? Is that? how
Oh,
they
dude, there's so many fucking politics that go behind that shit. Because
are?
like
Fucking Elvis politic,
dude, there's like certain judges. Like if I would do one and a certain judge was on the panel, I'm like, I'm not making it past the first round or two, maybe.
Really?
Yeah, because they would. I mean, they follow them around, and like certain judges get to judge, and it's like, I'm like, what exactly is your criteria for getting this spot of being a judge?
I was just about
Because
to
you're
ask,
a
what is the
fan?
qualification? Yeah, to be an Elvis judge.
Right.
Like, have you done it before?
Right. Yeah.
Like,
I
no,
think
no.
it should be like pageants and stuff where like former beauty pageant winners get to judge it. Like
Yeah.
they should call me and be like, hey, we know you're out of the game, but would you be interested in judging this Elvis contest?
Yeah, like
and I
a
would say
multi-time champion.
that'll be 100 bizones, brother.
That'll be 100 Bizones, brother.
I'd do
Or
it for
like
100.
You do it for 100. I'd
Yeah.
say like 100.
Well, gas and travel and hotel, food, plus
Yeah.
100 bizones on the
tour
top.
bus. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you get the whole contract for that.
Right.
You're retired from Elvis. How long's it been since you did that?
12 years ish.
Oh, wow. Okay.
My last show I was 23.
Okay.
And it was, I want to say it was like the fall. So this fall it'll be 12 years.
Now, had you won those? Were they like, did you ever get picked to win a contest?
Sure, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I won a contest in Branson and the winner was supposed to
Ooh.
get their own show in Branson, but the person
Oh.
running it fucked me.
And didn't get you a
Literally,
show.
but I didn't get the show. It was supposed to be at that theater that I wanted at.
Wow.
But he was an older Elvis guy, and he was retiring, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And so the winner of that was taking over his spot.
Oh, he didn't like that.
Right.
It
was his
person.
idea because he wanted to be done.
Yeah.
But then, like, when the new calendar year started over, because I won it in November and I was supposed to start in January, and I sent an email. I'm like, hey, I haven't heard anything. When's my starting date? And all this stuff. And he's like, well, I decided not to retire. I'm like, yeah, but it was advertised, and so technically I have it in writing, so I'm pretty sure I could sue you.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I just decided, and because the winner was supposed to get $50,000 and their
Holy
own,
shit.
and their own show in Branson.
Did you get the 50,000 bizones?
No.
Wow, you got fucked on that.
Yeah,
dude.
I got, and that's when I kind of started to sour on it.
Yeah, you're like,
I was like,
fuck
it's
this.
not worth it anymore.
I mean, was there good money in it though? If you're like,
Yeah.
like if you had your own show, would that be like a
oh
full-on
yeah,
job?
yeah. Because I would have done 6 shows a week, 5 Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
Or no, 8 shows a week. It was Monday through Saturday, 1 show, and then Sunday and a matinee and a night.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big job though.
I would have had to move to Branson.
Yeah, you'd have to live. Yeah.
Because that
there.
trek every day would have been a lot.
Yeah, you would for sure live there.
Yeah.
In a situation like 7 days a week, dude. That's when do you go home?
Right.
In the afternoon, and then drive back. And I mean,
Or
that's,
Road Dog.
Yeah, Road Dog Jet, not to be confused with Road Dog Jesse James.
Oh yeah. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, it sucked, but I'm kind of glad it didn't, because I was kind of already getting tired of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, for the money, it probably been nice.
Yeah.
He probably made like 100K a year.
That's pretty good, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, you're performing though, so you should make like decent money if you're performing.
Right. And I mean, he did like an hour, and like when I did my own shows, like when it wasn't a contest or something, I do 2 to 3 hours easy.
Yeah.
But I was young. I was a young little stallion.
You were the Iron Man.
Yeah.
The Elvis Iron Man.
Because then I was like 19, 20, so I had tons of energy.
Yeah. Damn, you were doing it that young. That's wild.
Yeah, I started when I was 13.
You just fucking, somebody was like, dude, you're good at being Elvis. You needed to be an impersonator.
My dad did it. Not like professionally, but he would do it like
Oh.
karaoke and stuff.
Okay.
So that's how I got into it. And then I went to Graceland and I was like, dude, I want to do this. And I just started practicing, realized I had gotten pretty good at it. And then I was like, how do I start setting this up? So that's how I got into it. Found the right people. But yeah, when you
interesting.
manage yourself and shit, it's a lot.
Yeah. You kind of, if you're in that spot like that dude where you're doing it 7 days a week, you'd have to have a manager.
Yeah. And I was emailing, venues and stuff, setting shows up. And I would tell them, I'm like, hey, every show I do, sell it out. So what I would do is I'm like, okay, 50-50 at the door, merch is all me.
Yeah.
And you keep like your concessions. So that's how I did it. And that's how I got booked every time. I never got turned down from doing a show anywhere. But I was also working full time on top of that. So
Yeah. That's a
it was
lot of
too
time.
much. All right. Anyways, into wrestling.
LVCO.
So the boys returned to Japan over the weekend.
That's right. Yeah.
I
didn't see it, but
I
I'm
didn't
aware.
know, but I kind of knew.
Okay. Because you have ends with the
I have
brothers.
ends, but they're pretty good about not telling me.
Hey, they got to keep a little kayfabe ski.
But I don't ask.
Because it's like it's not as exciting.
Yeah, I'd rather be surprised. I don't
Yeah.
know what it was either, because I got up with Amanda for her to go to work, and then for whatever reason I remembered that it was on, and I flipped it on, and I was like, oh shit. And when they came out, I was like pretty surprised. Juice Robinson joins Bullet Club.
Yep.
Bullet Club Day is actually tomorrow, the anniversary, Bullet Club, or today, depending on when you're getting it. Patreon gets
I
it.
forget that it's in May. Yeah.
Mhm, May 3rd.
May 3rd. And we're
Pretty
recording
wild.
this. We're recording this on May 12th. So
Recording this last year.
yeah, last year. No. I'm just out of it. I'm mentally exhausted today. It's
Good.
crazy. And I have a whole week of it.
Yeah,
It
happens.
Yeah, there's not a ton of like noteworthy news.
No,
at least,
not
that I
really.
see.
It's
just kinda
that weird time after Mania, and everything's
Yeah.
kind of, we're getting Forbidden Door. That's going to be cool, but that's a month away. So, and no matches have been announced for it. Yeah, it's just that kind of like dull time.
You think Kenny returns at that?
I think I don't know if he'll wrestle, but I think at the very least he'll make an appearance. Like that'll be like
'Cause
his.
that's pretty big. For
Yeah,
him.
he comes in and maybe does a run in on something.
Yeah,
set
'cause
something
I know
up.
people are talking about Okada and him again, but I think
Because
I didn't.
Double or Nothing is
The 28th of May, I think.
the
something
end of
like
the
that.
month.
Yeah. It's
What do you-
it's that, whatever that Memorial Day weekend is.
Yeah. And I mean, we haven't talked about it since it was announced. Hangman versus Punk at Double or
Yeah.
Nothing. You think Punk wins?
I hope Punk wins. I
Yeah.
really do. Let me see the card. I think isn't there another match on there? Maybe.
I'm not sure. I haven't
Let me
checked.
check. Yeah, it's the Hangman and Punk thing. Look here, I saw somebody on YouTube a while back. I was that's the only match that's announced right now. Just the men's and women's Own Heart tournament finals. Will be
Oh,
on
yeah,
there too.
that'll be there.
But I saw a comment on YouTube, and I can't remember what video it was on. But anyways, it was talking about Hangman's title reign. He was like, Hangman's title reign hasn't been bad, but it's just that the build to him getting the belt was the best. It's
Mhm.
like, that's a good way of putting it, because that was more exciting. Now that he's champion, it's like, oh, cool, he got the belt. What next?
Yeah.
So, and his match with Adam Cole was really good, and the Lance Archer one was cool. The Kenny match is he's had good matches.
Yeah, he's had good matches. It's the build to these matches that's
It's just like, I think the Bryan Danielson and the Kenny ones were the best.
It's almost like he's not getting enough TV time.
It kind of is that way.
I mean,
because
right
he's a
now I understand
champ,
he had COVID. He wasn't there last week or whatever, but
Is that why he hasn't been
Yeah.
on there? Well, okay.
but I get that. But still, like, even the builds to these matches, you get like one in-ring like kind of stare off or whatever, stare down, and then it's the match, and it's like I'm not invested in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I kind of hope Punk wins it, and then he can have it and then be done with it.
Yeah.
That would be cool though if like Punk they had like their rematch or whatever at Forbidden Door, and then that's when Kenny returns.
That would be good.
That would be cool.
Yeah. And then
I mean, I don't want to see
and
Kenny
Punk
get
thing.
it back from Punk right away.
No, I think him and Punk should put on some fucking barn burners, because
Yeah.
then you can really you get the Kenny and the Punk matches, and then for all the Punk doubters, that are out there like whatever, you can kind of get that Kenny and Punk, like Kenny makes him look really good, and Punk gets to do, he gets to work that way with Kenny. I don't know. I'm a Punk guy, so
And that's a match we've never seen, so
That's a big
something
deal.
cool. Yeah.
And that would be good for an all out type thing.
Yeah. And when I was talking to Rocky about it, because he kind of put me on the spot, he was like, 3 matches that you would book right now for Forbidden Door. And I'm like, kind of all over the place because I got put on the spot. But I was like, Punk and Okada would be cool. We've never seen that. But if Punk wins the title, they're not going to have the titles defended again, outside of the brand.
No.
Outside
not
of the
the
company.
AEW one.
Yeah.
No.
So I think the AEW title and the New Japan title will both be defended within the company, but at that show.
Yes.
Because you have to have the title matches on the line.
Yeah.
Kind of helps, which they need to start putting some matches out there because they need to sell tickies.
Yeah, and they just need to start.
Which I think they go on
creating
sale this week. I think
Okay.
Thursday or Friday, I think is when they go on sale.
I think that, they definitely need to start creating some steam for it, because at this point I'm just like, oh yeah, that pay-per-view that's coming up. Like that's it. It's
I think
not really-
I think they'll announce something on Dynamite this week.
hopefully a big announcement, maybe.
Yeah, a huge announcement.
Huge announcement by Tony Khan.
Groundbreaking announcement.
Yeah, just maybe it's because we're starting to get to the build to Double or Nothing, but right now it's just kind of like Dynamite and Rampage have just been like, not anything like crazy special, I guess.
I also wouldn't mind seeing like the Ring of Honor title being defended.
I think that would be cool. Maybe open the show with that.
Yeah,
like make that kind of your
nice
like,
opening.
I want to say like ECW title, but kind of like how the WWE ECW title was on like the 08 to 2011 shows. Like
Yeah,
it would open the show.
It would usually
up.
open. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was usually an okay match, but I think that's a good way to put the Ring of Honor one. And then, use Ring of Honor as developmental, which I guess that's maybe what they're going to do. I don't know.
Far, that's what it seems like it's going to be.
Yeah.
Even though Samoa Joe's the TV champion, which
maybe he's going to drop it to somebody up and coming.
Yeah. I
kind of random.
I would hope I could see Samoa Joe doing like a New Japan. That title can kind of go either way.
Yeah.
I think he would do something like that. I don't know. And it's like, how many matches are we going to do?
You would hope it's going to be that's tough because see, that's where that kind of like, if you do 10 matches and they're all just fucking crazy good, it's hard to differentiate,
You can't do 45-minute to an hour matches when you got to put on, a big show like that.
Yeah. You need to have that like Ring of Honor TV title, like 12 minutes of just action.
Yeah.
And then you need
15-minute time limit, ended at like 12 or 13.
Have that rivalry, some AEW and New Japan match that gets built up and it's a fucking wrestling match. It's like an old school wrestling match. And then, just kind of make the card different, make it diverse, because otherwise it's just going to be just, oh shit, that was crazy. 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars.
Now, whatever closes the show, you want to make that 45 or an hour. That's good.
Yeah, I think that's the one you need. Yes. I think that's the one you need, that Kenny Okada vibe for that one.
Which I still would love to see that, but I don't think it'll happen here.
It's been a while since they've done it, and I think it needs a build.
Yeah.
And I think it needs a build on American television to get me excited personally.
Right.
Because the other matches, it was like, they're great matches, but the story is just kind of like Kenny going for the title and then he gets it and then, whatever. Like, they're good matches. They're really good matches. Some of the
one thing I did mention was I would like to see a 5-on-5 Survivor Series type match between the two companies.
That would be fucking cool.
Elimination style. And then Rocky said, well, if you do elimination style, you could do it where it was like 5-on-5, but you could do like a battle royal elimination. Yeah. And I'm okay with that too.
That would be really cool, actually. I like that.
Yeah.
And make it not your typical Fed battle royal. It's a battle royal where like shit's popping off and it's like you really don't know who's gonna win.
And I mean,
somebody gets something.
You can get eliminated by getting thrown out, but also pin and submission. So
yeah, that would be cool, man.
Yeah. I think that's a great
really
idea.
Good.
Yeah.
And that doesn't take up, a 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match, if you want it to be good, like it's a 30-minute to 45-minute match. If you want like that.
But if you were in a time crunch, you could speed it up.
You could. Yeah. It works out, man. That's actually, I really like that. And it's like, who do you pick for those people? Yeah. The faces of each company.
That was the tough part. But I also I was like, dude, you guys could do like, and I'm not giving anything away because we talked about it on the Talking Shop Patreon. So I said, you guys could do like Chaos with like Rocky, and you even throw Best Friends in there if you wanted, or if you wanted to use more of the Japanese, Chaos members versus the Undisputed Elite. You can get the Bucks, Adam Cole,
I'm wondering if that'll be
Red Dragon
kind of a way, or maybe that's a way they do that actually with Undisputed Elite versus whatever 5, or maybe you get tag teams, like a 4-way tag match.
Like do that too.
There, you know, where it's the 4 corners or whatever.
Just that way everybody's kind of getting a spot.
You think there's got to be at least 1 or 2 gimmick matches, ladder, cage, something. I feel like they put that on there for sure.
I thought of this after he asked me this, but Yano versus Danhausen, I would like to see.
That would be good because it's
good comedy match.
Yeah. Kind of, you got to I think that's a must in there too, as much as I'm not like a big comedy wrestling guy.
Put it on the pre-show.
In there. or put it on the card after one of the barn burners.
Yeah,
you know.
You could do it on the buy-in, or because I'm sure they'll have the buy-in. That's what they'll call it.
Yeah, that would be a good. When is that again? June 20 something, right?
16th.
Oh, is it in the? It is in the teens.
Look.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's definitely a show I look forward to because, you know, it's a pretty big deal, and of course they name it Forbidden Door to, you know, just to poke fun at the wrestling world, the Forbidden Door or the Fourth Wall type thing. Maybe the next one will be called.
Tickets do go on sale this Friday.
They do go on sale this Friday. Okay.
June 26th. You're right.
June 26th, and yeah, nothing's been announced for it.
I think if they're going on sale this Friday, which I mean, I know they can sell tickies, you know, without any matches, but I like the thought of at least having one match announced.
Yeah.
Maybe not your main event, obviously not your title match, because Hangman's defending against Punk at Double or Nothing, so you can't announce that.
Yeah, announce that after.
The week after, but have some, you know, obviously something's in the can. They know what's going on. But
whoever it might be from Japan, you know, do a run-in on those guys one time or whatever. Just some kind of set up a story.
If Punk does not win, there's obviously the Okada thing that I said, but I also thought about this because they have had this exchange in the past. Punk versus Kenta.
Oh,
they both
you
go to sleep.
Yeah.
They've been chippering at each other on Twitter for a couple of years now.
That would be
like to see that.
Yeah. Even if it wasn't, you know, even if he doesn't defend the title, which I think it has to happen because it's an AEW show.
Right.
Even if he doesn't, that's just a cool like rivalry match to throw on the card or make it for the title. Make Kenta somehow get a shot.
I mean, he's technically, I mean, he's appeared on AEW once. So
yeah. Yeah.
I think that'd be good.
And the more we talk about it, I'm pretty stoked for that show. And then of course Double or Nothing will be awesome as usual, but
which we should know more matches because the next time we record will be the 15th.
Okay. So
we should know more by then.
Yeah, surely we'll have a pretty, 4 or 5 matches put together. But we're less than a month away from it now, so I think starting this Wednesday, we'll get some more foreshadowing.
Yeah, between Dynamite and Rampage this week, we should have Double or Nothing pretty good, ready to go. I would say by the end of the week, we'll have 5 or 6 matches.
And I like the idea of the Owen Hart tournament ending on that. It kind of makes it feel King of the Ring-ish. I wonder
if that'll open the main show.
Maybe the women's. I don't know. That's a good question.
I hope they don't put it on the buy-in.
Surely not.
I think those will be your casino battle royale.
Yeah,
will be
you always got to do that on the buy-in.
Yeah, it's a good way to sell pay-per-views, honestly.
Yeah, get some faces on there. And then is this the one where they do the ladder match, Double or Nothing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they'll have that on there too, of course, the brass ring or whatever. But that's for a TNT title shot, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, because originally it was the world title, and then they changed it once they got the TNT title.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right. I guess we can move on to InsurreXtion.
Yeah, let's talk about InsurreXtion. Or as called by this one wrestling fan I knew, or I still know, but when I bought the DVD off of him, and I have InsurreXtion 2002, he called it InsurreXtion. I traded him a bunch of figures for a bunch of DVDs because I was collecting the DVDs at the time, pre-network.
Now you wish you had those figures back.
Now I wish because one of them was a CM Punk, and it's pretty rare now. So wish I would have kept.
Was it the one with the mask?
No, it was the one with the blue and I think it was like blue and orange trunks. Elite.
Nice.
But anyways, InsurreXtion. InsurreXtion 02 took place. Actually, we're pretty much the year anniversary right now, May 4th, at the Wembley Arena in London, England. We had 9,308 people there, and this is actually the first Raw branded pay-per-view after the brand split.
And the last show, WWF.
Yeah.
Because the next night they change it to WWE.
Oh, it is the next night, literally. Okay.
And just to tie it all together, I texted Levi and I said, I was wondering why Uncle Terry wasn't on this card because obviously he's the undisputed champ. So he's working both shows.
And I said, I
And
thought that just didn't work for him or something. But
which I'm sure in the end, he just didn't want to go to the UK.
yeah.
But he was working on the same night, a house show in Fort Lauderdale, tagging with The Rock against Jericho and Kurt Angle. I kind of want to do a watch along to that match because it looked pretty good.
That'd be a fun one to watch, and the camera work's not terrible.
It's
so,
not bad, yeah.
yeah.
They did a pretty good job.
It's like
So
a zoomed in hard.
It's
cam.
kind of chopped up a little bit. There's like certain parts of it that's missing, but I think it's just like people getting up and stuff like that. So
yeah.
but it's like 11 minutes. It'd be a fun, quick little watch along. We might do that one.
But yeah, that's a fun little fact because I wondered the same thing, kind of just this time around when watching. I was like, Terry's not on this one.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, he probably didn't want to go to England.
And he actually, I was looking through like the house show cards of the beginning of this year into the summer. He worked a few house shows. He worked he worked the Fort Lauderdale one. He worked one in Albany. He worked one at the Garden, of course. And then he worked, where was it? Huntsville, Alabama, I think, and Little Rock.
Huntsville, Alabama.
Surprisingly, he defended the title against the Undertaker in Little Rock.
Okay.
And there was a couple where it was like him and the Undertaker, and then there was a couple with him and Jericho, and there was a couple him and Kurt Angle.
Like one-on-ones?
Yeah. That was the only tag match, and I guess that's the only time him and Rock tagged other than the NWO one, I guess.
Maybe he was just already booked or advertised for the house shows, and they were not going to go back on there. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know.
Or yeah, part of his contract, he's got to work a handful of house show dates.
You know, I'm excited too, since we're doing the 2002 run. Rebellion 02 is later in the year, and that's the SmackDown theme.
Yep.
One. So
yeah, I was looking ahead.
It's like Edge and Brock Lesnar is the main or something.
There's Rebellion, and then there's the one they did in Australia. That's this year too.
Oh, did they do? What did they do? I don't remember what that one was. Yeah,
I forget.
Is it on the network though?
Yeah. Yep. Because I saw it today when I was flipping through.
We got Judgment Day. We got King of the Ring. We got Vengeance. SummerSlam, of course.
I think it's before SummerSlam.
Rebellion. Okay, and then Survivor Series. And then Armageddon. Maybe I didn't see it on there, but that might just be because it was. I know what you're talking about too. I
almost want to say it's like something down under or something.
Oh, it's yeah, it's I don't know. I didn't know it was on the network, but I know the DVD, and it's just kind of one of those glorified house shows. Like it's a pay-per-view. I don't even know if it was a pay-per-view, but it's essentially just a house show in Australia that was, a bigger.
I'm trying to find it. It's gonna drive me nuts.
And it's got their flag on the cover of it.
Yep. I gotta find her. It's gonna drive me nuts for the rest of the day, and then I'll find it as soon as we quit. Global Warming Tour.
Global Warming. Yeah.
Yeah, it was August 10th.
Okay, yeah, it's right before SummerSlam.
Yep. So since we've already done SummerSlam 2002 in August, we can do this show.
Yeah, we could do the Global Warming.
56,734 people.
Where's it at?
Melbourne. At the Colonial Stadium.
It's a stadium, though. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a pretty fat show, man, for like basically a house show. But
the first match on the card, I can't wait for this. Rico and Rikishi in a kiss my ass match.
Oh, perfect.
That's gonna be fucking
kiss
great.
My ass match. But so here's the thing too about these overseas pay-per-views, and it kind of still runs true today, is they really don't like, it's almost like it's not canon to the stories. It's
it doesn't
like
count.
Whatever happens, and that's it.
It's like you said, it's like a house show that's televised.
Yeah, it's a televised house show.
And I looked for this tour around InsurreXtion. It's literally this. Obviously, it's the same wrestlers on the cards.
Yeah,
and the matches are just slightly altered, or like they'll like the main. Like I think they had Triple H and somebody, or it was Triple H and Ric Flair versus Undertaker and I forget who else it was, but like just kind of very slightly changed.
Yeah, it's the usual like loop they've been on. They just kind of switched it up, made it seem bigger. But and I like I said, they kind of seem that same way now. I know there's been some title changes in Saudi or whatever, and day one, whatever it was, but like those aren't. They still just don't count to me because it's like you just did it so people will buy tickets over
It's
there.
like when they were doing Starrcade for the last couple of years, and like the last one, I think they put like 30 minutes of it or something on the network.
Yeah.
Like, what's the fucking point? Put the whole show.
Oh yeah, yeah. That Starrcade house show loop they were doing, whatever the fuck it was, and then yeah, I don't know. It's just hey, we have a network. Let's add. They probably have a contract where they have to add so much special content to it.
Yeah.
And so whatever. Yeah. Anyways, InsurreXtion 02. Yeah. The now on the other hand, part of me always kind of wished these shows would mean something.
Yeah.
Like they would be, it's a big story and it's a build, but when they're so close to the other pay-per-view, it's kind of hard to do that because you're like a week or two, you're 2 weeks away from Judgment Day right here.
Right. And the funny thing is like the next night, because I started watching that after I finished it, the next night they don't even mention it.
No. Like
everything they show is like from like last week and 2 weeks before.
Yeah, it's because it's just a house show.
Right.
But I like the stage is cool. Insurrection's a cool name. I think they did Insurrection from like 2000 to 2003.
Something like that, yeah.
And 03 was Nash and Triple H or something.
Yeah.
Do that next year. But
Sean's on the card.
Yeah. So the dark match was Mr. Perfect defeating Goldust in an unknown time, according to Wikipedia. It just doesn't have it.
I've looked for it. I couldn't find it.
And then the show opens with Rob Van Dam beats Eddie Guerrero via disqualification for the Intercontinental title. So
very house show.
Yeah, very house show-esque. 11 minutes.
It was a good match.
Seconds. It was, and Guerrero, he gets the DQ because he shoves the ref, but then RVD hits the frog splash, and the babyface stands tall and leaves and
acts like they won the title. And
yeah. RVD and Eddie Guerrero's program, they those two dudes, they can't put on a bad match. So
and that was
great guys in the
ring. A
ring.
rematch from the pay-per-view, right? From
Backlash. Yeah. And just I haven't watched a Guerrero match in so long, but dude, just it goes without saying, just one of the fucking best.
Yep.
One of the like Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, like that level.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie Guerrero was 100%.
And he didn't get his due until it was too late.
Yeah, but I've been really wanting to go back and rewatch No Way Out 04 when he beats Brock because there was some fuckery.
It was so much fun,
dude. It was awesome. The crowd.
I remember buying that pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the cover because it's got him on it. Says "Lie, Cheat, Steal" and all that, and the Basham brothers.
The white
around.
background, right?
Yeah, I have the DVD. Yeah. Anyways, Guerrero's the shit, man. Yeah. He's so fucking awesome. Then we get Trish Stratus and Jacqueline defeating Molly Holly and Jazz. This is just the women baby faces win, makes the crowd happy. 7 minutes 43 seconds.
And on the house show loop before this, it was the women's title was being defended. It was Jazz and Trish back and forth. And then the next night it's Jazz and Trish in a no DQ match, which was
Raw
weird.
Or something.
Yeah. It was the opening match of the next night Raw.
Then we got X-Pac defeating Bradshaw in 8 minutes and 49 seconds. I started kind of dozing around this. Actually, I dozed during the women's match, and then I think I was kind of asleep during this, but this, I think it was a good match.
It was a good match, yeah. There was fuckery, of course.
Yeah.
And then
the gig job on the turnbuckle.
My question is, because this is obviously they just split up the APA. Farouk went to SmackDown.
Yeah.
Was there ideas behind it of pushing Bradshaw at this time?
That's what I'm wondering, because 2 years later he becomes champion.
Right. And the next night he's in a 6-man tag he's teaming with Austin and Ric Flair against the NWO.
I think they were kind of testing the waters, probably.
Yeah.
Because he's a big dude. He's a good worker. He hits hard.
Had a cool look.
Yeah. He was super over with the APA thing. So, but then you split him up and it's like, oh, it's just Bradshaw. Where's Farouk? But he can't really get that title run with Farouk because then it's just kind of weird.
Yeah.
Because why wouldn't
and
Farouk
boy,
want to
and
be
they turn him
champion?
heel, and he's one of the best heels ever.
Yeah, he was
honestly,
a really good heel. Because
that
I
run was
remember
crazy.
not liking him at all.
He was a piece of shit.
Yeah, like racist, like dude,
Yeah,
all the
man.
above, man. It was
The
great.
Big Show inflatable Godzilla when he's all drugged up. He's like, "Hey,
Yeah.
it's pizza."
Yeah, dude, he was a really good fucking
Yeah.
heel.
But he was good here too. I kind of have enjoyed seeing
was
him
Coming into that,
Yeah.
He
get
was
out of
working his way up to
the
that.
jobber status.
Because I don't remember a ton of Bradshaw in 03, and I think that might be what this was, because I know Vince likes to do the fresh coat of paint. So they have him run strong through 02, take him off TV in 03, if I remember correctly. And then he comes back repackaged as JBL.
Yeah, and he was doing the
Farouk
Fox
was kinda-
News
Yeah.
investment shit.
And then he becomes champion.
Dun,
Dun, dun, dun. There's a cow mooing and shit. The stockbroker. Anyways, Bradshaw's he was great, man. He was a great heel.
Yeah, there was a pre-match backstage exchange between Scott Hall and X-Pac, and
Yeah, and he's gonna do the same thing to Bradshaw he did to Kane. It was like, what, unmask him?
you're gonna peel his face off.
Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about, X-Pac? Lay off the painkillers, dude.
Yeah. Lay off the Xanny bars, brother.
Yeah, dude. Come on.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Sorry. We love it. Hey, X-Pac, if you're listening, if you want to sponsor the show, go ahead. But we also love you, X-Pac.
Well, he knows you love him.
Yeah, of course. Hey, too sweet, brother. Right back at you, X-Pac. Right back at you, brother.
Came back.
He came back. Yeah, X-Pac turned around to come back in Too Sweet Me.
You thought he was big leaguing you.
I thought he was, but then he was like, "No, dude, I'm giving this. This dude looks fucking cool. He looks like he'd be part of the NWO. It looks like he'd probably be
definitely.
So he's gonna get a Too Sweet, brother. Gave me one right.
And as usual, as every time somebody walked by, I was too busy flapping my fucking gums.
Yeah. Well, you're holding it together while I'm pretty much getting over for
Yeah.
That's how it works. You're the heater.
I'm the heater, man.
You're the heater, dude. All right. And then Booker T defeated Steven Richards for the hardcore title, 9 minutes, 50 seconds, which I think I was totally out during this. I don't remember it, but
I
know
was doing
Crash
other
Holly,
shit during this match. Yeah.
Then he come in and steal the belt or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Stevie gets it back.
Yeah.
Because the next night he's the hardcore champion. Bubba Ray comes in, takes the belt from him. Then Raven comes out, takes the belt from Bubba Ray. Then
you watched the Raw after.
Yeah.
So you saw
then Crash comes in, or no, Just Incredible comes in, takes the belt from Raven. Crash comes in, jumps off the top, missile drop kick.
This is all on Raw?
Yes. The title changed hands 6 times during this little squabble. Trish gets it. Bubba Ray goes to take it from her. Jazz gets a fire extinguisher, goes for Trish, hits Bubba Ray. Then Bubba Ray can't see, power bombs Trish through the table that was set up.
Wow.
It was a lot of fuckery. And then Steven Richards comes in and takes the belt from Trish after she's been laid out through the table. And him and Jazz run off into the sunset.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, tied it all together for
story
you.
Of long-term storytelling. It's Booker T it's weird because I think him and Goldust were together by now.
Yeah, because right after that match on Raw, it's the 7-Eleven spot where Goldust is wearing all the Knicks stuff. He's got the Knicks jersey on, the hat on backwards.
It's weird that they're separated on the card here and just I don't know. It's just weird house show shit.
They were still building that up, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. It was. Yeah, that's probably. You know what? You're probably right. It wasn't quite over at the house. They were still working on that.
Yeah.
So they're not going to run it on the house show. But usually they test stuff on the house show.
Those spots were so funny. The backstage shit they were doing.
Booker and Goldust was gold. It was gold. Hey, the Hardy Boys defeated Brock Lesnar and Sean Stasiak. Dr. Sean Stasiak. 6 minutes, 2 seconds. It's a steal away victory, isn't it? That's what I
It's
thought. It was
weird.
Stasiak that got pinned because they got to
Yeah.
keep Brock safe.
Right. And before the match, they're backstage and Stasiak's in Planet Stasiak or whatever. Like,
yeah.
can you guys hear the voices? He's all fucking weird.
He's,
And Heyman's like telling him, like, just stay out of the match. Brock's gonna start
Yeah.
it. Brock's gonna finish it. You just stand over there.
they were testing something here. They were
I
like,
don't
Stasiak's
know what.
big. Let's try him out.
Ugh.
And
But then the
Vince
next
just
night they
wasn't.
wrestle each other.
Brock and Stasiak.
Mm.
Okay. And Stasiak goes over naturally.
Naturally. That's how he became a doctor.
That's how, yeah, exactly. Spike Dudley defeated William Regal to retain the European Championship 4.5 minutes.
Short match.
Almost 5 minutes. 4 minutes
Short.
56. Yeah, I don't remember this match at all.
Yeah, and Regal does a promo backstage with Coach before. Nothing really of note there. When Regal's coming out, JR says that he's hated in the UK, and King's like, what? Like, it's like, why would he be?
About Regal?
Yeah,
Eh,
I don't know. It was weird. I guess just trying to push the fact that he's the heel in the match.
Well, and Lawler throughout the whole show, he keeps using these weird like British terms.
Yeah, he's trying to get it over.
Yeah, but he's saying like things, and JR's like, "What?" Like,
Yeah.
he doesn't.
He
didn't
keeps
get
calling
it.
him fat later on.
Yeah,
during the big show.
it's-
Well, we'll get to.
It's a weird show. Anyways, then Stone Cold defeated Big Show 15 minutes with Ric Flair as a special guest referee. It was, it was an okay match. It was worked. It was two guys in there that can work fine, man. Big
Right.
Show and Austin. You can't. It was a house show match.
Big Show sold the leg.
Yeah, Big Show sold the leg.
He goes to get out of the ring and he like kind of catches it. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, and I was like, oh, did he really hurt himself? And then I'm like, oh, he's selling. Okay.
He's selling it. He's selling it up, dude. He's long-term storytelling because they're building for Judgment Day. I think
Right.
Judgment Day is the handicap match.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and he, he's flip flopped for the 75th time. He's NWO now.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he's out of it later on, and then I don't know.
It's his run.
Big,
is just
Big Show had an
weird.
interesting 02. Yeah, interesting every year, really. And I noticed this pay-per-view was only 2 hours and 24 minutes because the last match, Triple H defeating Undertaker, goes on at like
Triple
it's
H,
like-
who is SmackDown.
yes.
So I'm assuming he kind of took that Terry spot.
It must have been because they
Yeah.
needed the big baby face at the end, and
Mhm.
he was the face here.
And he's
the match,
he's getting his retaliation against Undertaker, who cost him the title at Backlash.
right. That's so. At least this has a little bit of story to
Yeah.
back it up. I mean, all the matches kind of had story. It's just that it was like story for a house show that you're not even going to talk about the next night.
Right.
So
I liked the Triple H Undertaker match because it was the first time I really remember ever seeing Undertaker kind of do like the back off thing, very
Yeah.
heelish. And that was different. You didn't ever really see that before.
he
that.
never
Yeah.
Taker has never done that,
No.
but only during this kind of
Booger Red.
Booger Red. Hi, Booger Red. He says JR says it on the Raws in 02.
Yeah.
I don't think.
And then
that got
the next night is when we talked about it the last show, is when he's pulling Terry behind the bike.
Oh, it's on the next night.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Because Hogan takes the bike, and Undertaker's like, "Where's my bike? Where's my bike?" And he
Yeah.
grabs a security guy who's probably a local indie talent,
They always are.
and he's like, "Who took my bike?" And he's like, "Hulk Hogan." He's like, "Who?" "Hulk Hogan." And then JR, "Hollywood Hogan stole Undertaker's chopper." And then Terry comes out after the commercial break to rolling.
Ah, yeah.
Comes out on the
that's
bike.
right.
Yeah.
And then Taker gets him and drags his
Yeah.
ass.
Drags him.
I'm gonna whip your ass. Taker's a little fat right here. He's
Little-
not
little
like
plumpy.
he's just a belly. I think he might have been hanging with the BSK a little too much. Just drinking, man. He was just not like Taker. I think was in obviously the 90s. He was in good shape, but the late 2000s, man, Taker was in pretty good shape if I remember correctly. Like he was lean. He was
when he
buff
came back
enough.
at 20, he gotten back in shape.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is
and
obviously.
then he kind of starts to get the little chunk back as the year goes. And it's kind of, I don't know, Taker goes back. That guy's been through many body transformations and hair transformations. So
yeah,
anyways.
that speaking of 20, that spot where he comes back with the weird hair, it's like not grown out yet.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
Like,
weird.
They let him know too short of notice.
You're gonna come back with ball bear, but you're gonna have like oddly trimmed hair.
Well, I guess he had short hair at Survivor Series when he got buried alive. So it must have been like, start growing your hair out, and that's only a couple months. So that's
we're bringing
about
you
right.
back as a dead man.
Yeah.
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 Makes sense.
But anyways, Trips gets the win and stands tall. I think it's 14 minutes, 31 seconds. So it's actually shorter than the Austin match.
Strange.
Yeah.
But I think they made the right choice of closing with this. As much as I'd prefer to see Austin in the main event, this had to close because it had the most story behind it and
title
implications.
Austin and Triple H, there's no story there. That's baby versus baby.
Right.
And then Austin and Undertaker, we just saw it Backlash, so there's no reason to do it again.
Right.
So yeah, this is the story. And it, at least the main event, felt like it was like you blew off that story and now you build for your Undertaker and Hogan thing.
This is a show that you're watching if you're just trying to be a completist and watch the whole year.
Yeah.
No real need to watch it.
I think Rebellion is probably the same thing.
Yeah, probably so.
Because they don't talk about it.
The Taker Triple H match, I mean, that's the only match I can say on this card is actually worth watching.
Yeah, I mean
Austin and Big Show, if you just want to watch Austin match.
Yeah, but there's other Austin and Big Show matches that are better,
better.
That mean more. So yeah, it's just exactly, you said it the best. It's just if you just want to have watched the whole year, watch InsurreXtion.
Yep.
But other than that, you're just, it's just a house show. Just read the house show loop.
Yeah, I did.
Read the descriptions. Yeah.
Mine was for other reasons. I
You
just
did
wanted
your
to see what the fuck
research.
Terry was doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, we can take her home. You got stuff to do.
Home. That's the review of InsurreXtion 2002. And I guess we'll talk to you guys in like 2 weeks. What are we gonna do? And what are we doing?
Know. We'll figure
We
it
did
out.
Judgment Day. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll see what's up.
Maybe
It's just a discussion. Maybe it's a
preview.
discussion
preview of Double or Nothing. Maybe
Dub or Nut.
Maybe we can do a Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, maybe we can review that week from 02 or something.
This week in time. This week in history.
This week in the history. All right. Go to prowrestlingtees.com/heels and quads. Pick up the new wrestling, the Pro Heels and Quads hygienic podcast t-shirt, if I can get it right. For all you stinky wrestling marks out there.
Yeah, $16.99.
Nice and cheap.
Cheapest shirt on Pro Wrestling Tees.
And then that way it's $16.99. You can go buy yourself some deodorant for $4 and you've spent the money of a normal t-shirt. Bada bing, bada boom.
Two birds with one stone.
Collar and elbow, coupon code heels and quads. Yeah.
Patreon.com/heels and quads. Sign up. We just did another Zoom hangout last Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Do another one at the end of the month.
Did our Brett and Owen watch along right before this?
Yeah, we just did the Brett and Owen for Mania 10.
Brett and Owen. You get to hear me talk like Bret Hart on the Patreon.
Get to hear him talk like Bret Hart on the Patreon. I know everybody's into that.
some
I
reason.
think we're doing the SummerSlam match before the next recording.
Yeah, you have to remind me ahead of time so I can be prepared.
Well, and the weather was choppy PB, so
yeah,
it wasn't the best, but we got through it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, we'll talk to you next time.
We'll talk to you then. Tell your friends.
Tell your enemies.
And we'll see you then, boys and girls.
Oh my God, he's so aroused.